Sir, how good is the learning framework of Amrita ahead for online education?
So we strictly follow, I would say, to the T, the UGC guidelines. So UGC has listed out 4 quadrants for online education.
And we are going to take the interview session with the Deputy Director of this university, Dr. Snehal Ji. He has 25 years of experience in the field of technical and management.
Really?
Hello, Dr. Snehal, sir.
Hi.
It has been honor to have you in our show, and I am thrilled to see this city. We are in this university, which is very beautiful, Amrita University, and Kerala is a beautiful place. Welcome, sir. Welcome to our
Thank
show.
you and warm welcome to Amritapuri and Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. I think, as you know, Kerala is God's own country. That's the slogan
Yes,
for Kerala.
exactly.
Yes, yes.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yes.
It's a God place, right?
Yes, yes.
So we have a lot of questions, a lot of queries our students ask. So today in our show, we are going to discuss all of them, and we are going to clear all the doubts of the students.
Yes, definitely. More than happy to do it.
So at first, I would like to know all about Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham.
Okay, so Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham is one of the top ranked universities in the country. We have over 250 UG, PG, and PhD programs in various disciplines, varying from management, engineering, medical sciences, physical sciences, Ayurveda, biotechnology, nanotechnology. So it's a very wide and diverse stream of programs that we have. One thing that has set Amrita apart is, if you see over the last, I would say, 5 to 7 years, one thing that has happened is Amrita has consistently ranked very high in both national and international ranking agencies. Whether it is within India or whether it is agencies from abroad, Amrita has a very distinct name across all of them. We have also done over 180 plus collaborations with the top 500 universities across the world. Some of the big names are Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, UC San Diego, and a lot more universities. Um, um, One of the things that has set up, like I mentioned about the ranking agencies, we are ranked 7th best university in India, according to NIRF, Government of India. We have received re-accredited with the NAC A++, which is the highest NAC rating an university can receive.
And that is 3.7 CGPA, right? That is the highest.
Highest NAC A++ is the highest NAC rating that we have received. So it's a testimony to the quality of education that Amrita provides. When someone hears about Amrita, there are 3 things that stands out. One is academic excellence, quality of education, and compassion-driven research.
Amazing, amazing. I can see, and a lot of students even ask for Amrita with
Yes.
Vidyapeetham. So it is actually a very good university. And you have this philosophy. What is the philosophy of Amrita University?
Yeah, so as Amma says, there are 2 types of education. One is education for living and education for life. Education for living is what you do to become a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, etc. Education for life is something more important than that. It is what prepares you to face the life, to face the challenges of the life, to face the various ups and downs of life. And what we expect is, when a student graduates from Amrita, he has the skill sets that an industry needs. So we train them to get the right skill sets. Plus, he or she has the right mental strength, and he has the heart to uplift the world. That is what we expect from our students. And what we see is, when the students graduate, let's say a few years from now, when they on their part to become great professionals. We hope that these students will build innovative solutions that will benefit and uplift mankind. So that is the philosophy of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham.
Amazing, amazing. So we see that Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is a very well-known university. If we talk about in South as well as in other parts of the country. So you were doing really good in the stream of regular education. How come you started online education?
Yeah, I think so. This started in the year 2020 when I think you've heard of this. The COVID pandemic um, really spread across India and across the world. So that time the Indian government came across with two very important initiatives that changed the face of education for within India. One was the NEP 2020. I think it's a radical game changer,
Yes, exactly.
right? It came
NMP.
after 34 years. I think the last time was 1986. So it was a very important initiative that the government took.
They have actually brought new education policies,
Correct,
right?
correct, yes. And the second is the UGC came out with guidelines for online education. So with this, in September 2020, they came out with these guidelines. This allowed the top 100 NIFT ranked institutes to offer online degrees without prior approval. So in October 2020 is when Amrita was one of the first institutes in the country that started offering online education to various learners. So when we were to launch this program, the top think tank across Amrita, the various campuses, we have about 8 campuses across the country, uh, we got together and we looked at the education that we have provided on campus, and we looked at what additionally we can do. So our on-campus education, you can say it's quite industry aligned. We make sure we bring the latest trends in these programs. So we looked at this thing and we looked at what further gaps are present. So we brought in industry professionals to guide us and in this initiative. And then we found that if we fill this gap by bringing industry certifications, so let us say someone is studying for an MCA AI. So we will train the student when they pay the regular MCA AI fees. We do the training for those courses, and let us say there's a specific industry certification. The student can learn here at Amrita Ahead, and then take that exam outside. So at the end of 2 years, he gets an MCA AI degree, plus let's say a CCNA certification or a cybersecurity certification, Fortinet. So he becomes instantly valuable to the industry outside. So that is the strategy we use at Amrita Ahead, and that's how we launch these programs as an offshoot of the Amrita on-campus programs.
So, as you said, Amrita Ahead. Why Amrita Ahead?
Yeah, so this was also another decision. I think if you look at when we launched this, there were very few online programs in India, but there were a lot of online programs from US. And what we saw that the generic online name is used everywhere. Let's say Stanford Online, Harvard Online. So we wanted to make it a distinct brand for Amrita, and that is why Ahead. And our tagline is Get Ahead. Get Ahead is basically join Amrita Ahead and get ahead with your skill sets, get ahead in your career. It's basically, this is your calling to change your life, to grow in your professional career. It's basically Soch Badlo, Aage Badho. Aage Badho, basically get ahead, is what we are trying to send the message with these programs.
That's incredible.
Yes, thank you.
So we have talked about the university, right? Your university has the highest NAC score. Can you please tell us about the NAC score and NIRF ranking also? Because you have, I think, 7th NIRF ranking.
Yes. So, the NIRF, which is done by the government of India, there's some framework that they follow. Each ranking agency has a different framework. Like for example, in NIRF, they look at teaching, learning, the resources, the graduation outcomes. They look at the perception and other multiple factors. And also research is also a very important aspect. NAC also looks at similar factors. It's also from Government of India. But some things which are distinct for NAC, I would say, are institutional values. There is governance. There is management structure. and other multiple factors. But what is set aside Amrita is where it is NRF, or it is NAC, we have consistently ranked well in both things. And this is just not for 1 year. We have, when NAC was first issued, I think we came out with A+. And now in the latest NAC rating, we are A++. It's a re-accreditation. And it's the highest NAC rating that any university can get in India. In NIRF, we are 7th best university in the country. There was also very recently, I would say a couple of months back, there's a THE, which is Times Higher Education Rankings, Impact Rankings.
Impact rankings.
So in that, we are ranked #1 in India and the top 50 in the world. And this covers over multiple factors. There is quality education and many other factors, but it looks specifically for the economic and the social impact that the university can do in the environment around us. So one consistent factor, I think the message is whether it is NAC, whether it is NIRF, whether it is THE rankings, Amrita does well. And if you see across 8 campuses, today we have over 24,000 students, 1,700 faculty. A large portion of this are PhD faculty. So with this combination and with this size, we have done really well, I think.
So this definitely says that the university is at par, and we are here in the campus. Let's head inside and
Yes,
see
sure.
the campus, walk and talk.
Yes,
Let's-
sure.
So sir, let's talk about some of the USPs of your programs
Yes.
in online mode.
Yes.
So how is Amrita Ahead's quality of education?
So, Amrita is very well known for the quality of education. That is something which we are very distinct and well known throughout India. Especially for Amrita Ahead online programs, the faculty that teach on-campus programs, the same faculty teach online. So we have made sure that we don't dilute the value we provide with online programs. So the same quality, the same teaching, the same curriculum is also applied for online programs.
And you also give industry relevant specializations like AI, cybersecurity, and all.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
how do you design the whole content so that
So,
you can provide the value of content to the
So
students?
we made a very conscious decision that when we build this curriculums for Amrita Ahead, where it is MBA, whether it's MCA, with MCA AI specialization, MCA cybersecurity specialization, we brought in those industry certifications so that they have become more industry aligned. So that is, I think, one of the very distinct features of Amrita Ahead programs compared to other programs run in India.
So we see that you have #1 QS ranking for international faculties. So can you please elaborate on this?
Yes, sure. So the QS ranking for international faculty actually measures the ratio of the international faculty to the total faculty at the institution. And Amrita was ranked one of the #1 in India for international faculty. So especially for Amrita Ahead online programs, what makes a distinction is since it's online, we can attract faculty not only from across India, but from across the world. For example, for some of our programs, we have faculty from Silicon Valley who do some specific lectures, do webinars, and this really helps the students because it gives a very different perspective to the learning and enhances the overall learning for the student.
And you also give students national plus international
Correct. So this is-
specialist experience.
Yes. So
What is that?
So this is actually again another benefit of online programs. Since we have a very large network of professionals across India and also from the industry, we can bring in industry experts and also international experts who can come in and speak about a specific industry topic. For example, one specific case I can bring about is the MBA in International Finance. You could be a faculty with the academic experience, but international finance is a very complex topic. You need to understand the variations in exchange rates, how it affects eventual profits, what are the different measures that are done. So we have actually taken an industry veteran who is an expert in this international finance and used it for teaching this international finance subject. So if you see each of our programs, we really make an effort to reach out to the industry, bring in the industry perspectives. So overall it increases the quality of education and what the student gains from doing that degree.
Sir, we have read in your website like Build Your Startup, India's best startup incubator, TBI program. What is that?
Yeah, so Amrita Technology Business Incubator, which is actually a government of India supported incubator, and it's also few years back it won the national award for being the best startup incubator in the country. The award was conferred by the President of India. So the Amrita Technology Business Incubator is actually present at the various campuses of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, and it opens up its doors for students, on-campus students. But I think we are probably the only online degree program provider in India which offers the technology business incubator services to students. So students can, bring their problem, bring their innovation, customize it further, and fine-tune it to make sure that there's a product market fit. So this is, I think, one very unique and very different benefit that we provide to our students. Amrita TBI Accelerator is a fast-paced, structured program to help startups evolve into successful ventures. Startups receive mentorship, market access, and funding from external investors and Amrita TBI on the demo day. We have looked at the top accelerator programs from across the world and have tailored this program to meet the needs of Indian startups. All teams will be directly mentored through 1:1 mentorship by world-class mentors from India, Silicon Valley, and Singapore. We'll also work with our partners to provide market access. The total seed investment outlay from Amrita TBI for the top 3 startups is $100,000. Additionally, all startups that participate in the accelerator program will be eligible for investments from other investors on the demo day. Having received the national award from the President of India and having nurtured more than 110 startups.
So what about the affordability? Like you are offering a lot of programs, UGPG courses, and most trending programs. So are your programs are affordable as well?
Yes. So typically online programs as compared to on-campus programs are more affordable because you don't have the hostel expenses, you don't have the brick mortar expenses. So it's all offered on a learning management system. So Amrita iHead programs are also quite affordable. In addition to that, we for students who cannot afford to pay the full fee or the semester fee for the program, we provide 0 EMI option. They just pay that fee in 6 specific installments, and Amrita pays the interest for that. So that's a 0 EMI option. We also provide different levels of scholarships. There is merit scholarship. If you score above 60%, you can get a 10% merit scholarship. There is women's scholarship. There is Divyang scholarship, scholarship for military. So there are wide range. In addition to being Amrita programs being affordable, there are wide ranges of financing options plus scholarships for our students.
And what about the certification programs? I can see that there are some certification programs as well.
Yes. So we're about to start. I would say, let's say in 1 month or 2 months, we're about to start our certification programs. These are short-term programs, specifically certification in digital marketing, certification in data analytics, and in 3 to 4 months we'll start certifications in ML and AI as well. One thing unique about the certifications that we want to make is, though they are short-term programs, so they are very tailored to a working professional who doesn't have a time to do a degree, or he already has either a UG or a PG degree, but he wants to, let's say, upskill himself in digital marketing or data analytics. And what we have done is we are giving credits for this, plus internship. So if it's, let's say, a digital marketing certification is for a 3-month duration, 90 days. So teaching will happen for 90 days, And on the 45th day onwards, we provide internship, online internship for students.
Okay.
So that's a benefit of you learn, you get the certification, you get internship, plus you get credits which go into ABC, and you can supplement that for any other degree program you want to join, either at Amrita or anywhere else.
So in this is something we don't know about, that with certification they get internship and the credit score as well, and it will be stored in ABC account, that is Academic Bank of Credit. And if you are not aware about it, then you can find the video on our channel as well. So sir, let's talk more about the programs and the university.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you some industry relevant questions.
Okay.
Do you think that it is beneficial for students to pursue online degree instead of pursuing regular program from tier 2 or tier 3 university?
Um, Both options are good, online versus taking at a tier 2 or tier 3. But if the student has a choice to take an online program from a prestigious university, which is not local to that area, but somewhere across India, then the student should definitely take that option, because online education has made it more democratic. The same top class universities which are available in the south, or the east or the west, that's accessible to anyone and everyone within India. And as online education has progressed, you will see shortly that students would take, there'll be few top universities in the country and also in the world, and there'll be few top class teachers where the students would go and take that education. So slowly, I think that shift would happen. I think probably maybe, I don't know, 3, 5, 10 years down the line, we'll have only the top class universities offering education with the top class teachers. So the learning trajectory will significantly improve for all of the students.
And how do you think is the jobs of tomorrow will change, will be different from the jobs of today? And why upskilling is so important?
Right. I think upskilling is very, very, I would say that's one of the most important parameters that a student should look at when joining for an online education. Because you see the world of technology is rapidly evolving, right? 3 years back, everything was crypto and blockchain. Suddenly, Chat GPT came out in the picture, and now we have hundreds of AI companies across the world, right?
Yes.
There's funding has flown from crypto, blockchain into AI space. Similarly, we have seen when COVID pandemic hit, the funding moved into all the edtechs, especially Byju's and the upgrades of the world, right? So the world is changing very rapidly, and technology is the enabler for that change. So what you see is pertinent and important today will not be 2 or 3 years later when you graduate. So it is always important to be in touch with the most relevant, important skills and how the industry is changing, and take skills in those areas, and go with an university that is in touch with the industry, and use that industry or those industry experts who come in for the webinars, and enhance yourself through that process.
So we are talking about industry, and with industry there is this common doubt among students that the online degree is not valuable or not approved in the corporate sector, whether it is government or the private sectors.
Yeah, so this thought process was present, I would say, in 2020 when online programs came out. We had similar questions from students, and as online programs has progressed from where it was that time, and as industries have seen the value of online programs, we are seeing that these online programs are much more valuable, and corporates, government services are more acceptable, because these are all approved, these are all UGC entitled programs, and this allows corporates and government to get the same level of education that a student would get from on campus. You would get it from online.
So, sir, this era is all about experience over degree. Do you think that online degree is going to play the role of game changer for for the working professionals or the students who are looking for promotion and a higher salary package?
Yes, I think online programs are already becoming a game changer, um, because if you're a working professional, you don't want to take a career break and then go and do an MBA for 2 years. So in that 2 years, you lose your jobs, your promotion in that specific company. Then you have to restart again searching for a job with an MBA degree, right? But with online programs, you could be a working professional. You could be working at whatever company you're working at, Cisco, IBM, or Infosys, and you could take the advantage of an online MBA or an online MC. I'm talking about PG programs, and still maintain your career, get your promotions. You won't have a cut on your salary, so you're financially not impacted. These are very important things where the working professional doesn't have a cut in his career. We have seen this for the PG program, but we have very surprisingly, when we started online programs, we found that there was a big batch of students who have just finished their 12th and they have not completed their UG programs. So if you cannot expect a 30-year-old going to a university, sitting with a 17-year-old and studying, right? That's not really possible. So we saw a huge shift and huge demand from students who are 25, 30, 35 years old coming for UG programs. And definitely they cannot take a cut because, for whatever financial reasons, they had to take a break after their 12th, go do the job, support their family. But after that, this 10-year break, they don't want to take a break again. So online degrees has been that specific game changer, both for PG students and also for UG students to continue their career and also get an education.
And also, do you think that in India, degree plus work experience will be the future?
Yes, I think degree plus work experience, the practical aspect of it, is very important. In specifically on our technical programs, we expose students to practical labs where we bring in practical scenarios that are present in industry where they can work on those specific areas. On the PG, on the management side, for case studies, we bring in case studies from Harvard and other specific case studies where they bring in the practical experience to it. So this practical experience comes from the education side, but also since they are already working, they can, whatever they are studying at Amrita or any other online university, they can apply it at their workplace. So yes, definitely it's very, very important.
Sir, how good is the learning framework of Amrita Ahead for online education?
So we strictly follow, I would say, to the T, the UGC guidelines. So UGC has listed out 4 quadrants for online education. Quadrant 1 is on recorded content, virtual labs, simulations, animations. Quadrant 2 is more on the self-study material, the books, e-books, it's on that. Quadrant 3 is on discussion forums, live interactions between the faculty, the students to students. And Quadrant 4 is all about exams, proctored exams, self-assessment, quizzes, assignments. That covers Quadrant 4. So at Amrita, we make sure that we cover all the 4 quadrants. There is both synchronous and asynchronous type of teaching. Synchronous is the live sessions that we have over the weekends. We make sure that we have tailored these programs for working professionals. So very early on, we found that the students who are coming for these online programs are working professionals who have a very busy life. They're married, they have kids, they have to balance family, work pressure, and education. So we made it sure the timings of the live session, the synchronous sessions, are kept on the weekends, late Saturday evenings or on Sundays, 1 hour per subject. So if there are 5 or 6 subjects, then 5 or 6 hours on the weekends. Asynchronous sessions are in the form of recorded content. We upload it on our learning management system software. Every Monday morning, the recorded content is uploaded. And the student can go through that during the week, whenever he has time, maybe late nights, or whenever he has time, he can go through that recorded content. Assignments, quizzes are assigned. There is a discussion forum where it's on the learning management system where they can raise doubts about the topic. Um, let's say I'm studying international finance or let's say strategy in MBA program, and I have specific questions about exchange rates. So I can ask these questions on these discussion forums, and what we have seen is not only the faculty is necessary to answer that, but other peers would answer those questions for this thing. So it is the best of both worlds. Let's say on campus you have your other peer students who would answer, help you out. The same thing would happen, and ahead we have students from over 45 countries across the world. So you would get that international exposure by students from abroad. Let's say someone who has dealt with is working at a let's say at a Wall Street, working with exchange rates and how the exchange rates fluctuations would affect, let's say, profit or gains for a company, multinational company. So those things are covered in the discussion forum. Our exams are fully online. It's proctored exams, AI proctored AI, and human proctored exams with camera and everything else. A student in his journey doesn't ever need to step into any of the Amrita campuses. It's fully online, from the admissions, the learning, the content, the assignments, and the final exam. And the final degree certificate is also couriered to them. So that is how we have done the framework for Amrita Ahead.
So this is basically you are following the 4 quadrant approach
Yes.
of UGC.
Yes, correct. Yes,
Amazing.
yes.
And if we talk about the programs you offer in online mode, there is MBA, BBA, a lot of UG and PG programs,
Correct,
right?
correct.
There is this BCom program that is integrated with CA subjects. So what is behind it? Can you elaborate?
Right. So when we took on the first batch of BCom, Bachelor of Commerce, so we have 3 UG programs, BBA, BCA, BCom. That's how we started, and 5 PG programs, MBA, the MCA in Artificial Intelligence, MCA in Cybersecurity, and MCom. So when we onboarded students for the BCom program, we found that a large portion of the batch were preparing for CA, or they have cleared the first foundational level exam of CA. So the academic department that does the commerce, they looked at the curriculum and said, can we tailor this curriculum that is more suited for CA education? It's not that a student studies this BCom curriculum is ready to give the CA exam, but it supplements whatever they do at, let's say, a CA training institute. So we reworked the curriculum for our BCom program, so it is integrated with CA subjects. So that is how the curriculum has changed from its early beginnings to make it more suitable for a student for who's pursuing his CA subjects.
Okay, so it is kind of a backup for CA, and as well as the subjects will be similar, so it will not hamper their CA preparation, right?
So what we saw is, many students, they finish their 12th and then they go for CA. But the CA process and the exams are quite difficult, right? It takes several years, right?
Several years, yes.
And these students would have spent, let's say, 2-3 years. They may or may not have cleared the CA, and they would not have a degree. So with the BCom with CA, a student can join his CA, whatever CA training institute, let's say at JK Shah, Logic, or wherever in the country, and he gets online training for BCom subjects, and that is tailored for the CA subject. So he is not doing anything much different than what he would do with the CA teaching.
And with online mode, it is very much possible.
Right, very much possible.
Yeah. I mean, they don't need to attend regular or travel to attend their classes. Right?
Correct. That's true.
There are Amrita courses WES approved, and what is the importance of WES?
So yes, all Amrita Ahead online programs are WES recognized. That means any online program you take at Amrita, this will be recognized in both US and Canada. That is the validation for these all online programs.
Okay, okay. So your courses are valid in
US
valid
and
globally.
US and Canada. That's what I think WS stands for.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So when any student join the program of Amrita Head, what kind of mindset do they have, and how does their mindset change after they leave?
Sure. So I think when someone is looking at Amrita, they know they're coming to an institute where they'll get high quality education, there's academic excellence, and those are things that they come in. But very specifically for Amrita Ahead programs, once they join the course, like I mentioned about the BCom, ACCA, BCom, CA subjects, these programs are very tailored and very aligned to the industry needs. So by the time they graduate, they will be much more, one is that they'll have the skill sets, and more importantly those skills are more industry aligned, so they'll get more better prospects. If they're already a working professional, they can switch their careers or promotions in their current company. And our philosophy of education for life also gives them the mental strength, the heart to build innovative solutions that will help mankind. So it's a combination of skill set, just industry aligned, and also education for life.
We see that you also offer online MC in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity.
Yes.
So, do you make sure that student will get the industry relevant program and the
Yes.
practical knowledge as well, as these programs are technical?
Yes, correct. In the year 2020, when we launched MCA programs, we were the first in the country to offer MCA in artificial intelligence and also MCA in cybersecurity. And I think you see from the launch of ChatGPT and various AI platforms, AI is a new buzzword.
Yes.
Our programs, what we have designed, for example, for cybersecurity, we train students on various certifications from, especially cybersecurity, we have Cisco certification, we have the Fortinet certification.
Yes.
It's actually for network security architecture. We have CompTIA and EC Council. So with the teaching that they do when they learn MCA programs, they get trained for each of the certifications. And let's say if you want to go and write the Cisco exam, you go to a Cisco exam center and write that exam and get qualified for that. So as and when you progress, and as and when you finish modules within the Amrita Ahead programs, you complete that teaching for that specific certification, go out, complete that certification, pass that exam, and you get qualified as you progress in your MCA. Similarly, for AI, we have certifications from Amazon, AWS for data analytics, we have IBM and other programs. We also, for giving the actual practical experience, we have online virtual labs from AWS and also from Amrita, which will help students to build solutions, test the solutions in a lab environment, virtual lab environment across the world, and test these solutions before they actually. This actually helps them when they go out in the market. This will actually help them build solutions for whichever company they are joining for. So yes, all these programs, like I said, they are tailored specifically for industry, the industry certification. Training happens with the same fee that you pay, but you get certifications when you go out and write those exams.
So you make sure to give practical knowledge as well as
Yes.
industry relevant
Yes,
subjects.
it's very, very important. If you see the lot of the news in the media is the teaching that happens at various institutes across India. The students definitely get a BTech or whatever degree, but when they go to an employer, they're not employable, right? And the student goes out, figures out, I should study, let's say, a Cisco certification, or I should do, let's say, a networking certification. This is something which, it's much long back, but this same thing happened to me as well. I did my BTech, but I was not employable. I went out, paid someone to teach me a networking certification, learned that, wrote some 8 exams, and then I was employable. So that problem was, 20, 25 years back. But that problem is not there today if you go join Amrita Ahead. So that problem is what we are solving for our students.
So Amrita Ahead is actually the problem solver.
Yes, if you want to take it that way, yes.
So with this, we come to an end, and It was a lovely session.
Thank you
We-
very much.
And you have answered all the questions, all our doubts are cleared. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming down here and asking these questions. Thanks. Thank you a
Oh,
lot.
it is a lovely place. Thank you so much.
Thank